Alright, quick challenge. If I could give you one superpower for everyday life, it wouldn't be flying. It'd be this: spotting bad arguments in seconds and building ones that actually win minds. By the end, you'll catch logical fallacies like red flags, and you'll know how to fix them. Let's go. Imagine, a friend says, if we allow phones in class, nobody will learn anything. That's a classic slippery slope, jumping from one step to a dramatic disaster without showing the steps in between. Don't listen to her about fitness. She's never run a marathon. That's ad hominem, attacking the person instead of the point. Either you love my plan, or you hate education. That's a false dilemma. There are more than two options. We should reduce sugar. And they reply, so you want to ban birthday cake. That's straw man, arguing with a weaker version of what you actually said. Watch for circular reasoning. This policy is good because it's the right thing to do. That just repeats the claim with different words. Hasty generalization. I met 2 rude tourists. All tourists are rude. 2 isn't data, it's a vibe. Appeal to authority. A famous billionaire said it, so it must be true. Titles don't substitute for evidence. Appeal to popularity. Millions agree. Cool story. Truth isn't a popularity contest. Red herring. We can't talk about traffic until we fix the weather. It distracts instead of addresses. What about ism? We failed this project. But what about last year's success? Past wins don't excuse present mistakes. And my personal favorite trap, confirmation bias. We notice evidence that agrees with us and ignore what doesn't. It's not a fallacy by itself, but it fuels all of them. So how do I build arguments that hold up? I use a simple blueprint: claim, evidence, reasoning, claim, the point I'm making, evidence, reliable data, examples or sources that actually test the claim, reasoning, the bridge that shows how the evidence supports the claim. Then I steelman the other side. Not a typo, steelman. I take the best, strongest version of the argument against me and see if mine still stands. If it doesn't, I improve it. I define terms up front. Success, safe, fair. Clear definitions kill 50% of arguments before they start. I set scope and stakes. What decision are we making, by when, with what resources, and what does good look like? Vague problems breed bad arguments. I check for hidden assumptions. Ask, what must be true for my claim to work? Then test those assumptions like mini-claims with their own evidence. I avoid absolutes unless I can prove them. Always, never, everyone better, often, in these conditions, or based on this data. I use numbers, but with context. Percentages without sample size mislead. Anecdotes are stories, not statistics. One strong study beats 10 viral tweets. I anticipate objections. I literally write 3 likely pushbacks and answer them in the script. If the pushback is better than my answer, I upgrade my argument or change my mind. Changing your mind isn't losing, it's leveling up. I separate people from positions. Attack the idea, not the human. That keeps conversations open and wins more listeners. What's the claim? What counts as evidence? Does the reasoning actually connect them? Which fallacy am I tempted to use right now? What would the strongest counter-argument say? If you want the shortcut, name the fallacy, ask for evidence, bridge with reasoning, and steelman. Do that, and your arguments stop sounding loud, and start sounding right. And once you see these fallacies, you can't unsee them. That's the superpower. Now go use it on the next hot take you hear today.